I quote Gita, where Lord Krishna says, I am time. Kaloshmi, I am time. That means if you don't utilize time properly, you're not utilizing God properly. You're wasting your potential.
I've been seeing that, you've been coping with this wariness and unpredictability of 2020, which potentially has no end in sight, with a lot of spending time in nature. You've been planting a lot of trees, you've been doing a lot of de-weeding, you've been doing a lot of cutting and making
Hmm.
sure your forest is in shape. So I just wanted to understand, what do you feel, for all the various professionals who are listening into this session, how should they cope with this incredible uncertainty which is ahead of them? And how do they really, how do you really view what this new normal is going to look like?
Well, normal of life, even without COVID or with COVID, it has always been uncertain. Can you tell me what will you do in 5 minutes from now or what can happen to us? So whole life is absolutely uncertain. Then what should be our preparedness? When my being is authentic, I don't think you require any other preparation. Present COVID. What happens when you don't wear a mask, when you're not being careful? You don't have to be so courageous and fearless in this situation. Situation demands that you have to do certain things to protect yourself. If you don't, and you wear a mask of courage and fearlessness, then you are either suicidal or you end up spreading this disease and you become a murderer. You- right? So, this carelessness is arising from unawareness, behoshi. When you center yourself, your awareness through meditation, it brings you back to this realization of who you truly are and how you should behave and act. Your authentic self comes again and again in front of you. You can wear mask and you will see yourself in that fashion when you look at yourself. A beautiful lady looking in the mirror, she will go on admiring herself. But if you're ugly, mirror will look ugly. Oh, I'm going to break this bloody mirror. Fault is not with your mirror. Fault is not with your heart that is telling you, the reality. It will always reflect who you are. So try and adjust, you know, iron out your wrinkles, as they say.
You know, because of this new reality that we're living in, where we're almost forcefully pausing,
Hmm.
is and therefore introspecting, is giving us an opportunity to really shift what our regular belief system, or in the sense the masks that we usually
Yeah,
wear,
okay.
is giving us an opportunity to de-layer that and say, and question it in a way and say, is this really going to prepare me in a way for me to unlock the true potential that I have as a human?
It depends on person to person. When you have a lot of free time, there are individuals who would go either to play football, or there are some individuals who would go somewhere else, or some of them will end up exercising, doing good things, and some people will say, "Oh, let's go and enjoy." And I mean, enjoyment to me means people who deliberately try to destroy themselves. I was watching some interviews of all these Bollywood actors, actresses, and some videos that had surfaced on Google, where all these people are exchanging their cigarettes full of marijuana. It makes me wonder what sort of example they are setting in. But that has become a new norm. Now, even if COVID comes, even if their partner is dying, with such unawareness, how can they change themselves? Even when the death is hanging on their head and they are still head bent on doing the wrong things, who can help them? No one can help them. You can't blame God. So it depends on it depends on each individual whether during this free time, so-called relatively free time that I have at my hand, how to make use of it. Time is the biggest commodity, I would say the highest commodity we have. If you don't utilize this time properly, you are not utilizing the highest potential. I quote Gita, where Lord Krishna says, I am time. Kaloshmi, I am time. That means if you don't utilize time properly, you're not utilizing God properly. You're wasting your potential, your ability to make use of this infinite power. So it's again what you really want in life. And are you really crazy for it? You are, as they say, going head over heels to make that happen. If you are not prepared to change yourself, you are not going to see your new self tomorrow. If I continue with my old behavior, old pattern, old way of working, how am I going to change? It cannot change you. In order for me to become new version tomorrow, I have to act in the now, you know, with the right attitude that yes, I can achieve something nobler in my life. I can, I may be a non believer of God, it's okay. But still, you have the ability to transform yourself and become better.